This one, no one's gonna sit close.
Huh?
Said this one's open.
Oh. Hi, guys. How did prep week go? Huh? Fantastic. What's the biggest change you made to prepare for this? Getting food out, like junk food and stuff. Awesome. Yes, I'll see you later. Go get with mom. Oh, darn. I'll meet you at the pool. All right, so how about setting your schedules to be able to get 5 to 6 workouts a week? How'd that go? Okay.
Yeah, nice.
Huh? It what?
My back derailed me. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. It can, depending on how you do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Good. Good. So prep week was about scheduling when you're going to move. It wasn't about getting 5 to 6. It was about scheduling 5 to 6. It was about scheduling your Saturday meetings, right? Scheduling your sleep. Do we all get that done? Get the clock set for how we're going to do that? Okay, cool. Cleaning out the pantry. What else? Cutting sugar, reducing sugar intake.
Yeah.
Did you guys do the steps where it said, figure out how many times a day you're having added sugars? Did you guys do that? Do the little assessment step you did? How many times a day were you doing added sugar? 4 or 5, and then you got it down to 2? Nice. Okay, good. And then what was the other one? Alcohol.
Get rid of that.
Anyone make any big changes on that one? No? We're already there? Okay. Awesome. Cool. So we're going to get right into it, starting now.
Here you go.
Oh, yeah, there's our... that would have been helpful. So starting now, we are in the quick cut. This is the beginning of the protocol, and we're going to teach you how to do it. We're going to be teaching you different phases of it so that by the end of your on-ramp, you're all the way in and understanding what it really takes, okay?
Yeah. Ready to cover this? So, wanted to give you guys an idea of kind of how we got to where we are with the quick cut. Right? We've gone through a whole bunch of different ways of eating, right? And found that this was the most effective way, but we kind of went through several variations or tried other things that had been done in the past. So the first thing is what's called an 800-gram challenge. Has anybody done it here or heard of it? Okay, cool. So this is one we used to do, but it's all about focusing on fruits and vegetables. Right? This was come up by E.C. Sinkowski. She's a dietitian with CrossFit. And so basically what we found, though, is in that one, you really just focus on a whole bunch of fruits and vegetables. You get a bunch of healthy nutrients and vitamins and everything that goes with that. And then there was an actual study behind it that showed that has lots of health benefits to it, right? Like people die less. There's less cancers. There's less, like, you name it. Fruits and vegetables showed us that that's super beneficial for a body long term, right? Health markers way better. And then after that, we came to, okay, well, this is great, but what about muscle? What about everything else? And so there's what's called lazy macros, 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, but then let's also focus on protein, right? So 0.7 grams of protein was found per pound, was found to be effective for maintaining muscle as you're eating in this way, right? So then we get the benefits of all this and the benefits of I'm going to hang on and build muscle, right? That's where the protein comes in. And then you took that and...
Let me add in one thing here. So the problem with these two programs was, and we ran this in the gym for a long time, great, and everyone focused on fruits, vegetables, but forgot to eat protein, so they lost muscle mass, right? You gotta get that idea? If we're like, all right, guys, eat fruits and vegetables, that's all you're gonna eat. Yeah? Okay. So the lazy macros was an adaptation to that program to make sure we're getting also protein to maintain our muscle mass. Making sense? So we're eating 800 grams of fruits and vegetables, and we're eating our protein targets, which are individualized to us. But what we found was that we weren't losing weight. We weren't losing body fat. Body fat wasn't coming off of us. There's no elimination in these. You see that? It's eat lots of fruits and vegetables, eat lots of protein. There's no elimination. It's just eat, which is great. Your health will improve doing these two things. But if you're like the most of us, we also want to strip some body fat off of us. And so the biggest complaint we had with Lazy Macros was like, yeah, but I didn't lose body fat, right? And it's like, oh, yeah, right. We want that too. So Josh and I ran a test. We're like, okay, so if we're eating 800 grams of fruits and vegetables for better health, and if we're eating our protein targets for our muscles, what else can we eat and still lose body fat? We found out absolutely nothing else. Absolutely nothing else. If you're eating this much in fruits and vegetables and you're eating this much in protein, that fulfills your caloric needs for the day. This is a true test. We did it. I tried, guys. I tried. We were tracking. Us two ran this experiment. We're tracking everything we ate, and we found if we added anything else into our log, that it stalled our body fat loss. Yes. Oh, yeah, it's about 6 cups. But here's the deal. Today, we're going to focus on the protein, and next week, we're going to focus on the 800 grams. So we're going to learn protein first, then we're going to learn the 800 grams. But we have some really good charts and examples of what that looks like and what's included and all of that, okay? So starting today, we're going to go into some of the eliminations. So we wanted you to look at the theory a little bit before we get into the nitty-gritty of each part. Remember, I said we're going to take this piece by piece, get good at one thing, and then add in the next. Making sense? So this program was something that we created based on our actual experience of trying to cut body fat off, trying to improve our health outcomes, and trying to maintain our muscle mass all at the same time. Cool? While doing this type of exercise. And then we tried it on ourselves, and we get it. We're alien creatures here. We're not the same as everybody else. I get it. So we tried it on normal people, and it worked for them. And then we tried it on more normal people, and it worked for them. And then we've now tried it on hundreds of people, and it's worked for every single person who's done it. Make sense? Yeah. And more alien people too.
We've done it here, but we've also done it outside of here.
Yeah.
Right? Like in clinic setting and everything.
Yeah.
So
it works across the boards. Mm-hmm. You guys have any questions so far? Cool.
I think the next slide, this simplifies it, puts it into a little equation, right? 800 grams of fruit and vegetables, better health outcomes, right? You put that together with the grams of protein, we hang on to muscle or build muscle, and then get rid of the purposeless food that's not taking us towards better health, and we end up in that deficit or what's going to actually shed fat, right? And that's, of course, most people's goal. Right?
So can you guys give us an example of something that fits in this category? Something that doesn't meet these two purposes?
Donuts.
Donuts!
Yep.
Chips, not for muscle, not for health, right? What else? Bread, not for muscle, not for health. What else? Chocolate.
Right.
I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Mental health? No? Okay. What else? What? Pasta. Yeah. You're not eating it for health outcomes, and you're not eating it for muscle mass. You got one? Oh, you just have the fans.
That'd be great.
That would be amazing, so we're not yelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that? Not quite. Not quite.
Not fruit and vegetable farms, but maybe.
Yeah, so we want to be really distinct. When we say carbohydrates, we're talking about a very large category of food. That includes your bananas, your apples, your potatoes, your beans. Those are all carbohydrates. We're not cutting those out because those have purpose. Those would be fitting here in our fruits and vegetable categories. Yeah. Good? Okay.
Cool.
So, protein. We are looking to achieve a minimum of 0.7 grams per pound of your body weight or your goal body weight. Okay? So if you're looking to lose upward of 30 pounds, overall, we need to use your goal body weight, not your current body weight. Making sense? So you have a protein sheet there in front of you. I want you to write down your goal body weight, your goal, where we're headed, and then use your little calculators on your nifty-difty phones and calculate 0.7 grams per pound. It's easy. You just go your goal body weight or your body weight times 0.7 equals, ta-da! You need a pen?
Here's a phone.
Oh, you need your phone.
125.
Whoa, not 720.
101.
That's how many you could grab.
Minimum. This is your minimum. Did everyone get a number? Yeah? You guys want to share what's your number?
101.5.
How about you, Julie? 105?
154.
Cool.
112.
Nice.
87.
Nice. So these are minimum numbers, right? So this is your goal for this week, is to hit that number every single day for the next 7 days. If it feels like that face, that's because you're not used to it. It's not because it's a lot. We have to remember a lot is relative, okay? It's totally relative. Some people think showing up and going to the gym twice a week is a lot, right? Some people think going to the gym twice a week is nothing. It's all relative to what you're accustomed to. So if you feel like 100 grams is a lot of protein, that's just because you're not accustomed to it. It's actually not a lot, okay? A lot is 200, 300 grams of protein a day. I would say that's a lot. That's like our games athletes. That's our male athletes. That's our male athletes with 100 plus pounds of muscle on their body are eating 200 to 300 grams. For women, we're all women here, right? We have to be above 100. That's our minimum. We got to do that just to maintain our strength out there in the world. That's not even talking about the stuff we do in here. This is your minimum as a human being doing life, not even CrossFit. Okay. For our CrossFitters, we always tell you to do more than that. So if this feels like a lot, you've got to start hitting this. Now let's break it down, right? So you've got 91. So you got 91. That means you need to have 2 eggs, 6 ounces of chicken, 1 protein shake, and not 60 ounces of fish. 6 ounces of fish. That looks like 60, right? Like, dang, so much for the ocean. That's 6. So that's not crazy.
No, that's not.
It's not crazy, right? Okay, let's say you're like, I'm not so much of a meat person. Okay, here's another example of 100 grams. Yogurt, cottage cheese, beef jerky, lentils, half a cup of lentils, and 4 ounces of steak. It's not crazy. That's 100. That's more than you need, right? And then,
Have oatmeal though, can you?
not on the quick cut.
Not in
No,
this one.
but it does give you a little bit of protein, so I guess they threw it in there. Here's another example. Eggs, protein powder in your shake, an RX bar, some edamame, and some pumpkin seeds, right? That's 100 grams. That's it.
That's not bad.
So the question is, why does that look like a lot of food? I'll tell you why. Because you're eating a lot of other food that fills your belly, and you don't have room for this. So this week, this is your priority. You're going to get that protein in, and other stuff is just going to have to go to the wayside so you can get that in the belly. If you think about your belly only having so much space in the day, this has to be the first thing to go in. And you can take that all the way down to you're sitting down for a meal. That's the first thing that goes in. Get the steak in before you eat anything else. Get that done. Making sense? Take up that space with the protein. This week is all about getting really good at the protein intake, because next week we're going to add in the fruits and vegetable intake and get that quantity going. Make sense?
So right now, eat anything else as long as you hit that.
Hit that every day. That's all we care about. We want you to be really good at this, and we also want you to get a picture of what it looks like in your life, right? This is some random example of some random person's life in terms of food. What does it look like in your foods, right? If you guys try to do this in oatmeal, you're going to be eating a lot of oatmeal, right? You're going to find real fast that doesn't work out. Now, check out your page there. There's a bunch of examples and quantities of food that help you see where you can get really good amounts of protein. You'll find the first items on the list are your meat items. Those are going to give you the most bang for your buck. And then you'll see later on the list are more your vegetable items that give you a lot less bang for your buck when it comes to protein and compared to volume of food. You seeing that? You see oatmeal down there on the grain section that's crossed off for you? Yeah, it's crossed off. But you can see how much protein it gives you. It gives you a little bit. Little tiny bit.
Chickpea puffs is
It is. It is. Yep. Does that make sense? Any questions on the protein part? So it's our only game other than 5 to 6 workouts a week, 8 hours of sleep, and keeping that sugar down and keeping that. We're actually done with alcohol, right? Yeah. We actually need to cut sugar completely at this point. You guys did your prep week. Now it's time to just shut the door on that. The big game this week is protein. You're getting enough. Yeah? Okay.
The other thing with protein, making sure spread it out throughout your day, right? Like don't have your 100 grams in one meal. You're not going to feel good, right? Like take that 100 or that 90, say, okay, I'm going to have 30 with breakfast, lunch, and dinner, right? Because, yeah, have a lot of discomfort otherwise.
We do see that. Like
true,
people
right?
are like, I can't eat this much. I'm like, are you trying to eat it in 5 minutes? Like, yeah, that's hard. Yeah. That's rough.
The other thing is if you are like sitting at 20 and you're going to 100, at first it's going to be a lot to get in there, right? It'll get easier. Your body will get used to it. And then you'll be like, okay, I'm used to 100 grams and it'll be better. Okay. So this is our focus this week, but we are asking you to do other things. We've got the do's and the don'ts. Do we have their paper?
It's on their clipboard.
So flip to your second page. So the quick cut. So that's the actual quick cut as far as what we're going to be doing from now onwards. Okay. We're only tracking the protein, but we're going to follow the rest of these things. And on the do's list, we want you to eat as much of the do's as you want, right? Like if you're hungry, eat them. Let's go through them together and then we'll talk about them a bit. So we covered protein, right? You've got your protein cheat sheet there. So lots of protein, right? And whatever is fitting into your numbers. Then we've got, we'll come back to the protein in a second. Lots of fruits and vegetables, right? All the fruits and vegetables you want. That 800 grams, we'll focus on it next week. But as far as like when you're hungry, go for it. That includes things like beans, potatoes, corns, olives, all of those things that are on that do's list there. Okay? You can also have nuts and seeds without any added sugar. So that's good too. And then dairy, as long as it's more protein than carbs or fat. So this is where we get into a little bit of, you need to look at your nutrition label. Okay, so anything that isn't fruits and vegetables, isn't meat, isn't nuts and seeds, right? We need to look at the label. And because we want to make sure we're having things like dairy or protein bars or things like that for the purpose of protein. Okay? So if you look at this label, we want you to check out the protein, and we need to make sure that that protein, it's gone now. We're good.
No, he's still here.
little dragonfly.
He's getting a workout in. And
hey,
he's gone.
Okay. So we need to make sure the protein is more than our carbohydrates, and the protein is more than the fats. So anytime you're like, well, this isn't meat, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, turn it over and say, okay, the protein is bigger than the carbs and bigger than the fat.
I got one question. On the, say there's 6 grams of fat and 6 grams of carbs, that's 12 altogether. So
we're looking at them as different teams.
You're not each one?
Each one. We're not adding them together. It's this versus this and this versus this. Okay. So, yeah.
Well, that's even a better source of protein. That's even more
aggressive, right?
Yeah.
The other thing, if they're tied, it's a no-go, right? So if protein was 16 and carbs were 16, nope. We got to make sure the protein is higher. Okay? Just higher.
Just 1 gram.
1 point. Yeah, 1 gram.
1 point.
Higher.
Think of it like a scoreboard.
Exactly.
If protein's got 1 more point than the others, it wins.
Yep.
Okay. Now, can I add in? Where is that thing? Here we go. I've been getting questions about this guy all week long. Okay, what is this?
Sweet potato.
Good. What's a sweet potato? It's a vegetable. So does it matter what the label says? It's a trick question, guys.
Yes.
No. Okay, what's this? Good. What does the label say on the banana? Banana. That's right. Thank you, Michael. The label on the banana is banana. Good. The label on this sweet potato is sweet potato. That's the only ingredient. This is literally just sweet potato. So if you start looking at the labels of your whole foods, right, you're going to find that the banana is carbohydrate rich and no protein. The sweet potato is carbohydrate rich and 3 grams of protein. Okay, tracking. But if it's a fruit or a vegetable, we're not eating it for the purpose of protein. We're eating it for the purpose of better health outcomes. Eat them. Eat lots of them. Yeah? Okay. So if you're hungry and you're like, I need something sweet, I'm dying without my chocolate. Banana. These you can get them at Walmart, Costco, Amazon. They're fantastic. I mean, some people love them, some people hate them.
I agree. They're fantastic.
I was curious how they felt that they were chewy.
They're chewy.
Okay.
They're steamed sweet potatoes. So they're like chewy.
Mm-hmm.
Here, try.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
That
lame.
was the throw. Sorry.
Josh, fix it.
Accuracy.
You fix it.
Fix it.
Her back is tight.
Oh.
Okay. So are we tracking? Here's another one, right? Nuts. Nuts are going to be primarily what? Which team's going to win here? Fat. Nuts are going to give you way more fat than protein or carbohydrates. So like here's some cashews. The fat is 22, carb is 14, and protein's 8. Fat's the winner, right? But what is this? Nuts. Are we allowed to have nuts and seeds? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're not looking at the labels of your meat, of your fruit, of your vegetables, okay? You're not looking at those labels. You're not looking at the labels of the nuts and seeds. Those ones, just eat them.
Even the ones with like cranberries and stuff.
No, that's not a nut or a seed. That's a dried cranberry.
I consider probably eat like a bag of cashews if I had myself control. So like literally
You can.
Mm-hmm.
You can. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So here's the crazy thing, right? For most of us, this is going to work beautifully. The things that need to be reduced will get reduced on this plan. And the things that need to get eaten more of will get eaten more of. And your body will morph and change into a healthier version. That's what we see on this thing. And those things that you're like, she doesn't like them. Nope. See? You either love them or you hate them. It's like you're in or you're out on those things. Yeah, there you go. See? So, and ultimately, here's the deal, right? Like all these rules, right? It's like, I hate rules, right? But they work. It's just about getting you the results that you want. It's not about like, oh, because they said so. No, it's because we tried it. We've tried this with lots of people, with ourselves, and it works, okay? It's also very, very simple. We don't want you to have to log your food for the rest of your life. We don't want you to have to do that. It's not realistic for most humans to write down everything they eat for the rest of their lives. So these rules, these guidelines help you stay within a plan that will help get you results, but also allow you to continue beyond that point in that healthy body without going backwards. Does that make sense? Cool, yeah.
What about putting butter on that sweet potato?
So we're good with butter. Yeah, we're good with it. Just because we used it in our previous tests and we got results. Yep.
How about sour cream?
No. That would be a dairy that has less protein than fats.
Greek yogurt.
But plain Greek yogurt actually works pretty good as a sour cream replacement.
If you blend cottage cheese and make it smooth, it's also really good. Yep.
Cool. Okay, so you guys good on the juice?
Yes.
You want to touch on that one?
Yes. So if you are like, I have super craving because I just cut out chocolate, right? Find a protein bar that fits into that protein more than carbs or fat and have it, right? Like some of them taste very good. It tastes like candy bars. So that's an option to help with that craving. You could also though, just go to sleep, right? Like just take it away and you just go to sleep. You don't have to worry about it, right? Also, though, you can get into your fruits and all those things, but this is just a helpful tip, especially if sugar is that really big cravings.
As far as protein bars go, obviously they're going to have more protein than, carbs.
Not always.
Not always.
Most
Gotta
of them,
check
I guess.
No.
Really?
Most of them are more carbohydrates
Very few.
than protein.
Yeah.
They say
wow.
great source of protein, then you flip it over and it's like 4 grams of protein and 50 grams of carbohydrates.
Okay, I'll pay more attention.
Yeah, make sure you flip.
Well, and then the sugar content, right?
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention to that too.
Well, that's going to show up in the carbohydrate score.
Okay.
Yeah, sugar is a carbohydrate.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to point out too, do you guys crave sweet things at night? Like you're like, I want something sweet? Like when you're tired? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, Caleb's like, yes, I do. So get this. When you're taking in something rich in carbohydrates, you are taking in energy. That's what our carbohydrates are for. They're for energy for you to do life. That is the main fuel our body likes to use. So when you're tired, when your fuel is running low, your body's gonna want the easiest, quickest energy spike. And that's going to come in the form of carbohydrates, especially sugars, right? But get this, what else could we do when our body is tired at night? Sleep, right? Sometimes we're just short on sleep. We just need to sleep. And that will help replenish us plenty. You don't actually need to reach out for carbohydrates to fix that problem. That's why the go to bed is there in bold, because a lot of the time, your body just needs some sleep.
Do you have like a goal of don't eat after a certain time just to,
No.
you know,
Nope,
just make
that's
sure
not one of the rules.
it's
Yeah.
Or
Or
not.
fruit, or vegetables, or nuts, or seeds. Yeah.
diet sodas?
Out. Yeah. We're going to talk about the outs, actually. Great segue.
Yes, but eat as much as you want of this stuff, right? We all get stuck on the restrictions, but this is pretty, go for it. Right?
Eat your cashews.
Don't be hungry, eat it.
They're life saving.
I have a question. What are pistachios? I have a great for
What
pistachios.
is it?
What is a pistachio?
Nut?
Bam! Is it on the list?
What it is?
Is it a yes or a no?
It has salt on it, so I don't know.
Okay, is salt.
This is at no
Is
sugar
salt
on it.
sugar?
Does it say salt or does it say
It has a
sugar?
little sugar.
If it has sugar, then no. If it has added sugar, it's a no-go.
No added sugar.
Okay, is it a nut? Good. Is a nut an okay piece of the list? Is that a yes?
I think so.
Okay, well, I think you just answered your question.
Okay, so the don'ts. All right, we just covered added sugar. So if it's a piece of fruit that's dried and has added sugar, no.
So the cranberries, right?
Yeah.
Depends. You have to look at the ingredients on those trail mixes and see, do they add sugar to the cranberries? A lot of times they do. They roll it in something sweet to make it sweeter. So you're better off just doing the nuts.
So you can have dried fruit as long as it's just
The
dried
fruit.
fruit.
Yep.
No alcohol, no soda, no sugary drinks, no juice. That goes, especially and coffee is okay as long as we're not adding sugar or cream that isn't more protein than all that stuff.
Put your protein for coffee?
You can put protein in your coffee as long as you see that protein is more. I mean, you're not going to add a bar.
Is anyone here used to sweet coffee? Like they're used to mocha and
Protein powder in that.
Okay, so
Right.
if you're already doing it, cool. One of the tricks that we've learned is a little bit of Fairlife into your coffee. The chocolate Fairlife protein shake makes it like a mocha, and then you're getting half that 15 grams of protein instead of the whatever Coffee Mate is made of. Whole Fairlife plain milk, not the chocolate milk, has more protein than carbohydrates and fats as well, and it's fatty enough and rich enough that it can help cut the bitter in your coffee if you're used to putting like half and half or cream in your coffee.
Can you do the like the sugar-free vanilla syrup?
No, because that would be added sugar, right? And remember, we're describing added sugar as anything that's added to the food to make it taste sweet, whether it gives you calories or not. So there's going to be things that are 0 calorie, but they still make the food sweet. Okay? Yeah.
So like, I already know the answer to this one. Just confirming, like Crystal Light flavor packets for water, all of those
Out.
are out.
Ask me what.
Why?
Sugar substitute, right?
Well, we actually just talked about this. So, it's not about the calories, right? 'Cause these are 0 calorie things. It's more about that you're choosing to consume that over maybe something else. So you need something sweet. Go have some berries, better health outcomes. Yeah? Go have an orange, vitamin C, right? If you're getting these great other things with these sweets when you're choosing whole food for the sweet. But now you're drinking Crystal Light powder, or you're choosing gummy bears that are made of sugar alcohol to satisfy that craving. Here's the other thing. If you've ever gotten off sugar like 100%, like you're not taking in any added sugars, your taste buds will adjust. They will down-regulate its sensitivity to sweetness. If you're taking in these artificial sugars that are very, very sweet, and you go bite a perfectly juicy apple, it's not gonna taste amazing because you're used to these super sweet things that are sweetened with 0-calorie sweeteners. It doesn't give you that same pleasure. We want you to feel that sensation of enjoyment when you bite into an apple or a strawberry or grapes or have, those in-season fruits that are just fantastic. But you won't get that if you're doing Crystal Light in your water and, too many protein bars and too many protein shakes. Those things are sweet, right? So we do want to control that to a degree, but right now we're not going to get too far down that rabbit hole. Does that make sense? So it's like, okay, you're not getting calories, but what is happening as a consequence to you consuming those? Make sense? Okay.
Cool. Don't add things that you know your digestive tract, right? Like if you're not a dairy person and you're trying to add, cottage cheese, don't have it. Right? If you know it's something that's irritating, don't go for it. Don't add it just for the sake of it, right? The big one, which I think we've covered, grains, breads, pastas, oatmeal, quinoa, all of those things are either grains specifically or they're treated like grains, so they're out. Right? They're not taking us towards that at all. No fried foods, right? We all know they're not great for us, right? So we're the fried foods, and then sauces or dressings with added sugars. Once again, we've got that added sugar. That's all they're doing, and most of them are just sweetening our food. If you have dressing that has added sugar, that's fine, right? Olive oil, throw some of that on there with some lemon. Like we've got other options for dressings.
So olive oil is okay. Is
Olive oil is
olive oil better than avocado oil, or are they comparable? Does it
Same thing.
matter?
Same,
Okay.
yeah.
And balsamic vinegar.
All right.
So those are all the don'ts. Questions on those? We kind of field them as we go.
So is it, when we talked about a couple slides before, so there was some percent of everything, foods, right?
80-20 rule? Is that what you're talking about? 80%, 20%?
Yeah, so right now we're getting rid of it, but later somehow.
Great question, yeah. I think it's our next slide. The box? No? Okay. Okay, so, yeah, I think what you're referring to is our 80-20 rule, right? Like, we're looking at doing this for the rest of your life. We have to. You're going to get healthy doing this, and then to stay healthy, you've got to keep doing it. You can't shift back to old ways that produces old bodies, yeah? So, I know, right? You're like, what about my chocolate? But here's the great thing. This whole challenge, the Quick Cut Challenge, is about putting you into this really tight box, right? We create these parameters, these walls for you to stay inside of while you're doing your life. And as you go through life, you're going to run into situations like I'm on my period and I really need some chocolate. That's a situation, right? Or I'm out with friends and I could really use a glass of wine because they're all drinking wine, right? That's a situation. You're going to a birthday party. You're turning your next age, right? And you want to have a cake, slice of cake, right? These are all life. This is real. And it turns out that if you execute your nutrition with the mindset of 100% staying inside this box, and then when life happens, you allow yourself to just do life, that you still get results and you still maintain a healthy body. It works. It really does. We do not stay on plan 100% of the time. Absolutely not. Totally don't do that. You guys might think that's how we live. We do not. Caleb, are you on plan 100% of the time?
I wish.
Yeah, right. We wish. We're not. But we work 100% of the time to stay on plan. And then when life happens and we just have to eat French fries, we just eat the French fries. It's not a problem because 100% of the time we are working to stay on plan. You see what I mean? So once we learn though how to stay inside this box, that becomes easy. The problem is we go, okay guys, 80-20, and then what we find is every other day we're like, 20%. Oh, yep, that's my 20%. Oh, yep, that's my 20%. Oops, forgot lunch today. I'll just 20%, right? And then we never get to an 80-20 split on what we're doing. Does that make sense? Yeah. So this is, we're putting you into this really solid box right now, and we're trying to get you guys to go 100% in so you can get the feel for what effort is necessary to do this forever. Don't worry, chocolate's coming back. Okay.
That's where I seem to have the biggest problem is like consistently eating lunch, or I'll go until 2 o'clock and then I realize, oh, I'm hungry, and then I'll go grab something.
Right. So a lot of it comes down to planning, right? If we plan for that, and you're like, okay, well, yeah, I didn't set up my meal exactly, but I have this in the fridge, I have this in the pantry, then you've kind of done the pre-planning, you just have to go put the food together,
Yeah.
right? So if we plan for that 100%, that I'm going to be on plan, then we at least have that ability to us.
I pretty much stuck to it, but like I said, I'll forget about eating lunch or something, and then later on I'm like, oh, I'm really hungry.
This week you're going to have to really pay attention because getting your 101 grams of protein in your day, you're going to have to really calculate how you're going to do that. You can't start that at 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless you're staying up.
Question.
Yeah.
And this is the question I've actually had all week with.
Yeah.
Like the trail mixes. Clearly they've got chocolate in them.
Yeah, those are out.
Yeah, we can.
Unless you're going to pick out the peanuts. But that's just sad.
You might as well find
Then you hand your M&Ms to your child.
Yeah.
No.
And the same thing with the popcorn. I mean, I realize it's most healthy, but
Popcorn's
it's like,
out.
I almost feel like it's a tease because it's like you can't have that anyway. So
Yeah.
why is it out?
Well, this was prep week,
I
so
mean,
we
that's
weren't
just me,
cutting
so.
anything. Yep. This was prep week, and not everyone's on the quick cut.
True.
There are some lucky men who can afford to eat popcorn on a regular basis. They have higher, yeah. I was very specific for a reason. So, not everyone has to cut out everything, right? And so we're a gym for everybody. We won't have this table here next week. You guys are on the quick cut now. Yeah, that's going away. Today is the final day, sorry.
I didn't mean that the way it sounds.
No, but I get it, right? Yes, sir.
Seriously.
If you have a hard time remembering to eat, you can set an alarm on your phone to eat. I've done that before.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good
That's a good
idea.
one.
Or you can get a friend who's like, hey, by the way, it's lunchtime.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget to eat.
My fitness pal reminds you.
Yes.
It will, yeah. You didn't log your meal.
Yeah. Has everyone here used MyFitnessPal before? Yeah? So, you haven't? So, this is an app that we use to log our food. And I recommend you guys use it this week to track your protein, to make sure you're getting enough. Because that's all we're focused on, is just getting enough protein. You might be surprised too what various foods you do consume that has protein in it, right? Like you might be surprised that you got a couple grams of protein from your potato, but it counts. So log everything you eat for this week to make sure you're hitting that protein and notice what's giving it to you. Yeah? Good.
So, for this week, right, measure and log your protein. That's our big focus, right? Hit that number that you wrote down on the top of that. Refer to your sheet if you need more ideas. Follow the do's and don'ts. You also have that there, right? Put it on your fridge. Okay, you can't eat this. You can always ask us if you're like, is this on the do's or don'ts list? Text us. Right? You guys have our numbers. Send us a picture of the label though. The nutrition facts.
Please.
Yes.
Yeah. Not the marketing.
No.
The facts.
Yeah.
Marketing facts. Marketing facts.
Yep. That way we can see all of it and help you figure it out. Right? And then make sure you're getting your workouts in. Right? That 5 to 6 workouts. That's all going to help us move forward. Cool.
Cool. Any questions? All right, we're in it. We're in the box. Let's do it. Yeah. Thank you, guys. So, 5 to 6 workouts. Workouts, not walks. Workouts. Sure.